Welcome back to another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K Sap. Well, a long-time radio host in Cleveland, Tony Rizzo, did not pull no punches today as he completely unloaded on a Shedeur Sanders hater, and you don't want to miss what he said. And we'll talk about it all here next, right after this. Well, guys, man, I'm here to tell you, man, long-time host of the Cleveland radio show out there in Cleveland, Tony Rizzo, he did not pull no punches as he went straight ham on a Shedeur Sanders hater. And like I've always told y'all, Tony Rizzo has been standing 10 toes down when it comes to Shedeur Sanders. Now, we've seen Tony Rizzo go off on Tony Grossi for the hate that Tony Grossi has for Shedeur Sanders. And one day, Tony Grossi was in the studio and Tony Rizzo just went absolutely crazy on him like they was about to come to blows. That's how he's been 10 toes down about Shedeur Sanders. He is getting tired of all the slander. He's getting tired of all the hate. And Tony Rizzo, just like us, wants to see Shedeur Sanders get a chance to play in an NFL game for the Cleveland Browns in the regular season. Now, I've been telling you guys, as long as you guys been following me and following this story on the situation with Shedeur Sanders, it's always something. And Tony Rizzo every day tries to call it out and tries to see what is the issue. Why are they not giving Shedeur Sanders a chance? Is there something going on behind closed doors that we don't know? And Tony Rizzo absolutely went crazy today when a caller had said something and he straight went off on the caller and he, basically exposed him. He called him out and he used the F-bombs. He was really upset. And that's like I told you guys, Tony Rizzo is probably one of the real ones when it comes to Shedeur Sanders. He has Shedeur Sanders back, and Tony Rizzo just wants to see Shedeur Sanders get in the game. Now, we all know media personnel and fan base and people that say things derogatory about Shedeur Sanders in this situation. A lot of people saying the reason why he's not getting in the game because he's no good and they think Dylan is better than him. That's the reason why Dylan Gabriel is playing, and that's the reason why Shedeur can't get on the field. As long as Dylan Gabriel is there, Shedeur Sanders won't get on the field because they evaluated Dylan Gabriel as a better quarterback than Shedeur. So then that's when all the hate comes. You hear the media personnel out there in mainstream media, some of the takes that Dan Orlovsky has and some of the takes that other people have regarding around Shedeur Sanders. A lot of people look at it side-eyed and be like, hey, come on now. Shedeur Sanders, we saw what Shedeur Sanders is capable of doing in college, and he can translate that to the NFL. And a lot of people just been hating on Shedeur, and a lot of people are saying some things about Shedeur that Tony Rizzo just has had enough. And Tony Rizzo went straight off on this person. And this is crazy. So guys, I want y'all to sit back and listen to what Tony Rizzo had to say because he went ham. But before we get off into that, we partnered up with Underdog Fantasy, and this is a word from our sponsor. Underdog Fantasy is the best way to play fantasy sports. Let me tell you about the easiest way to get in on some WNBA and NBA action. Find your player, pick higher or lower, win you some extra cash. Pick between 2 to 5 players to fill out your pick'em entry, get every pick right, and win some serious cash. Use my promo code SBD23 and
and receive up to $1,000 in bonus cash. Now that it's football time, follow Simply Ball Dropping as I share my picks. Like I said, pick your player, choose your amount, win money. Make picks, win cash. Thank you, Underdog Fantasy, for the partnership with us, and thank you for using promo code SBD23 on Underdog Fantasy.
Well, guys, with that being said, man, just sit back and relax and listen to what Tony Rizzo had to say, and you won't believe it. Take a listen.
Let me take issue with a guy who probably doesn't understand. Mark POTNOFF says, Rizzo, we are all Browns fans, not just Sanders fans. Yes, Mark, of course. I don't know how old you are, Mark, but I've been rooting for the Browns for 60 years. End of conversation. Okay.
Also, Rizzo,
but I'm also allowed to root for certain players. You know, I also root for Luke Whippler. He happens to be one of my favorite players because he's a center from Ohio State. When he gets in there, I'll root for him. I'm allowed to like someone and the Browns, dude. Like, what is your problem? If you don't like Shedeur, you, and fine, that's great. I do. Enough. Enough already with this. Like, I'm not allowed to root for somebody. Go to hell. Jesus, God.
Wow. Rizzo, man, dropping all kinds of expletives. Man, Rizzo went straight to bat for Shedeur Sanders, and he put Mark POTNOFF in his place. And see, that's what I be trying to tell you guys. A lot of people take issue of who you cheer for and who you root for. And when you rooting for these people and you generally have their best interests, a lot of people will start throwing slander, undermining them. And Rizzo, he defends Shedeur because Shedeur Sanders shouldn't be getting this type of treatment. And for people to just hate on the kid for no reason because he has that it factor, and a lot of people want to see him in an NFL game, just like Rizzo said, man, look, he been cheering for the Cleveland Browns for 60 years. He said, Mark POTNOFF, I don't know how old you are, but I got a right to like who I like. I got a right to cheer for who I cheer for. And he told him to F off and get the blank out of here. So Rizzo, once again, has always come to bat for Shedeur Sanders. This is probably one of the guys out there in Cleveland that really go to bat for Shedeur Sanders. And he's a Caucasian male, and he goes to bat for a black athlete like Shedeur Sanders. So that's what I'm saying. A lot of people, man, just get the hate out your heart, man. Get the hate out your heart. Rizzo said, I got the right to cheer for who I want to cheer for at any given time. And Rizzo almost blew a vein in the side of his head. That's how mad he was when he was talking about Mark POTNOFF hating on Shedeur Sanders. So he took that time out of his radio show to address him, to let him know, go to HELL. Get out of here. We got to stop with this nonsense. Like I said, Rizzo is one of them good guys out there in Cleveland. He stands 10 toes down. I see everybody in the comment section, hashtag salute. Now, the issue is, come Sunday against the New York Jets, the weather report says it's going to be some inclement weather. Dylan Gabriel is the starting quarterback. We already know that Kevin Stefanski just named Shedeur Sanders as QB2. Will we have a chance to see Shedeur if things don't go right in this offense against the New York Jets, if there is some inclement weather and Tommy Reese is the new play caller? That's going to be one that you got to keep your eye on. So pay close attention. You might get a chance to see Shedeur Sanders, but like I said, I will believe it when I see it. Get down in the comment section. Let me know what you think about today's video. And oh yeah, just in case I forgot, tell a friend to tell a friend. It might not be for you, but it might be for them. And this is going to wrap up another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap. We're going to catch you on the next one. Deuces. And remember what Rizzo said, I got the right to cheer for who I want to cheer for. And if you don't like it, go to HELL. And we out.
Thanks for listening to the Simply Ball Droppin' podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share on all major platforms.
That's all, folks.